In this video, we're going to be going over stereognosis. We'll be defining what stereognosis is, what populations may have issues with stereognosis, what the screening procedure is for stereognosis, and then what the results may indicate. Stereognosis is the ability to perceive and recognize the form of an object using cues from its size and texture, requiring interpretation of sensory input. So in other words, stereognosis is the ability to identify an object based only on information gathered from handling and manipulating it without looking at it. Populations that may have impaired stereognosis are people with damaged sensory nerve pathways. These pathways can be damaged by disease, such as multiple sclerosis, or by trauma like burns or peripheral nerve lesions. Since tactile information from the hands and fingers is processed in the parietal lobe, damage here may also affect stereognosis. Damage can be caused by stroke or head injury. Screening for problems with stereognosis is fairly simple. The patient needs their vision occluded. In the video that we'll show shortly, this is just done simply with a blindfold. And then 6 small objects need to be available that are familiar to the patient. If at all possible, this can be done at the patient's home using objects from the home. This would work best since they would be most familiar with those. One at a time, each object is placed in the patient's uninvolved hand. The patient needs to manipulate and hold these objects for about 5 to 10 seconds each, to give them a chance to process what they're feeling and be able to guess what it is might be in their hand. And after 5 or 10 seconds, the patient is asked to identify the object. Once the uninvolved hand has had a chance to manipulate and feel the 6 objects and guess what they are, the same process is repeated with the involved extremity. Normally, people can correctly identify 3 or more of the objects. If the patient is unable to correctly identify at least 3 of the objects, this may indicate a stereognosis. We'll now show a quick demonstration of the screening.
Okay, Kevin, today we're going to be working on a test called stereognosis. It's basically going to be your ability to identify objects in your hand. Now, what we're going to be testing, if you want to, we're going to start with you being blindfolded, so if you want to put the blindfold on. Now what I'll do is I'll put the objects in your hand and have you tell me what they are. These are common household objects that you might find around your own house. Okay. So here's the first object. Coin. Okay. Second. Screw. Okay. Scissors. Pen. Key. Last object. Spoon. Very good. So you got all the objects right. If you would have missed, or if you would have only gotten 3 right, then we would have labeled it as a stereognosis.